Hi, I am Sulochana Amarasekar. Today I am going to introduce sequential diagram under object-oriented design. Sequential diagram used to represent the message passing with time within the system component and users. To construct sequential diagram, first we select use case from use case diagram. After that we represent message passing sequence with time which need to complete task given in use case. Now we are going to consider the sequence diagram syntax or symbols. Here I am just denote the symbols, and from next slide I am going to explain each syntax detailedly. Human symbol for actor, rectangle for object, dotted line for lifeline, thin rectangular box for focus of control, arrow to message, and multiplication mark to object destruction. Normally sequential diagram contain active objects. Active object is actor or class. Communication mean message passing. Lifeline, focus of control and control information. In next slide I am going to explain each these component one by one. First, actor under active object. Actor is a user or external system which made connection with our system. Actors are represented in use case diagram. Next, object. Classes or subcomponent in system called as objects. Before I told you we can use rectangle to represent the object. Inside the rectangle we write the name of object. When writing name we need to mention instance name and class name which followed by colon. As example, Chaturanga colon student represent Chaturanga instance under student class. Now communication. Under communication we need to consider messages. There are four types of message. First, synchronized message. Overall task is interrupted until this message get response. Second, asynchronous message. Under this message type, working flow is not interrupted and it just send the message. Because of that, most of the time these type of message used for notification which doesn't require any response. Third, flat message. When we don't know exactly the message is synchronized or asynchronous, we can use this type of message. Last, return. These are the response according to other request. Now we come to the lifeline. Every actor class going to have lifeline under sequential diagram. Lifeline represent the involving period under completing overall process. We can use multiplication symbol with lifeline to represent the object destroyed. That means we can cut lifeline with multiplication symbol to represent the end of involvement. Now we come to the focus of control. Up to now we know we can use lifeline to indicate the involvement period. Every involved objects are not always in active state. Mean given object does not participate on the process on that given time. Then to represent active period we can use focus of control. Active period start from getting message and end with giving response according to that message. Those type of activation period we can represent using long rectangular box. That box must overlaid with lifeline. That means lifeline must be appear within the activation box. Now we come to the control information. Control information mean information which case to interrupt normal message passing sequence. First one, condition. Under this we can put condition for given message using box bracket. Only the condition is true, message is sent to the next object. As an example, only the person whose age greater than 15 can borrow money from other member. Next control information is iteration. Simply loop. We use star to represent the iteration. We can combine star with box bracket to indicate the loop which run over and over until it satisfies the given condition. My example is draw. It doesn't contain any condition. That means it performs drawing activity without any stopping. Last control information. We can use these creation and destroy symbols. The message which case to create object and the message which case to destroy the object. This is the end of the theory part of sequential diagram. Now I am going to explain constructing sequential diagram step by step using example. This is our example. It contains XYZ online kit item ordering system SRS. I am going to use this example to describe the construction of sequential diagram step by step. Step 1. Draw use case diagram. According to our problem, it contains only one major service. It is ordering item. Because of that, our use case diagram look like this. Step 2. Selecting use case. According to our example, we have only one use case, order item, and we select that use case to draw the sequential diagram. Sometimes you may refer use case diagram which contain more than one use case. If so, select one use case and draw sequential diagram for that use case first and next select another use case. Likewise, you have to draw sequential diagram for every use case in your use case diagram. Now step 3. Under step 3 we need to identify actions which come under selected use case. According to our problem, customer need to create order first. After that, system display item list. Then customer can select item. He can select any number of item but one at a time. Then system check availability of selected item. Only the item is available in the catalog. System is added that item to cart. And it calculate full payment and possible shipping date. Then that information sent to the customer. Customer need to confirm the order. After that, system update current stock amount and item list. Finally, it saves the order information. I used this slide to summarize my finding. These are the action list come under ordering item use case. Create order, return item list, add item, checking availability of item, add item to cart, calculate payment and shipping date, send payment and shipping date, customer confirm the satisfaction, reduce the stock amount and save the order. Under step 4, I am going to separate these actions according to user and the system. Create order, add item and confirm the satisfaction done by the customer. Return item list, checking availability of item, add item to cart, calculation payment and shipping date, send payment and shipping date, reduce the stock amount and save the order done by the system. Next slide summarize my finding. According to it, customer make 3 actions, system make 7 actions. I am going to create my system using 3 classes: main or order class, catalog class and accounting class. If system is very small, we can create system with one class. If so, under sequential diagram we can refer overall system as a one class. Step 5. Under this step, I am going to separate system action according to my classes. Return the item list, add item to cart, send payment and shipping date, and save the order done by the main class or order class. Checking available of item, reducing the stock amount done by the catalog class. Finally, calculation payment done by the accounting class. This slide summarizes our finding. Step 6. This is the most important step under sequential diagram construction. Under this step, we need to identify messages passing within each object. For this, I am going to use my action list. First action is creating order. For this, customer send create message with telephone number to order class. Second, return item list. According to that, order class send display message with item list to customer. Next, add item. Under that, customer send add item message with item code and quantity to order class. After that, sending full payment and shipping date. That's mean order class send display message with full payment and shipping date to customer. Next, confirm satisfaction. Under that, customer send confirmation message with yes no answer to order class. These are well clear messages under our example. Now I am going to consider message which doesn't have return or sender clearly. Catalog class must send return message with available item and quantity, as well as catalog class must get reduction message with reduction item and quantity. Next, accounting class must return the full payment and possible shipping date. Finally, order class must get message to save the order information. You can see we need to fill those empty slots. This slide summarizes our finding. In previous step, we identify all the clearly mentioned messages, but you can see there is some empty slot as well as there is some missing actions which need to perform the ordering item task. Under step 7, we are going to assume that empty slot and missing actions. According to this, catalog must get some order from the order class to check the availability. Because of that, I assume order class send checking availability message with item code and quantity to the catalog class. If so, catalog class must return availability item and quantity to the order class. After getting availability message, order class must add those items to class itself. That's mean we have self-reference message within order class, add item which contain item and quantity, as well as catalog class must get order from the order class via the message reduction which contain item and quantity. Then catalog itself need to reduce the amount by referring reduction message which contain item and quantity. Accounting class must get order from the order class to calculate full payment and shipping date. That order sent via the estimate message which contain item code and quantity. After that, accounting unit must return the full payment and possible shipping date to order class. Finally, order class itself need to get message to save the order detail. Next slide summarize the all messages come under sequential diagram. Step 8. Under this step, I am going to identify working sequence of each action. First, customer need to create an order. After that, system display item list. Then customer can select item. After that, system check availability. After that, catalog make response according to that message. After getting availability message, only available items are added to the cart. Then system order to estimate the fulfillment and shipping date. Then accounting unit return that estimated information. Then that detail sent to the customer. Customer confirm the order. After that system order to reduce the stock amount. Then stock update current detail. Meantime order save the order detail. This slide summarizes the sequence order according to time. Step 9. Using this step I am going to identify message type and control information. We need to wait until completion of create message to perform other actions. Then it is synchronize message, as well as this action case to create object. Then it is creation stereotype message. Considering all these facts, I am going to change my create message like this. Again display item interrupt workflow, hence it is synchronize message. Now we know add item also synchronize message. We know user can add any number of item. Because of that it is loop. Then I am going to change my message like this, star which indicate iteration, within box bracket condition, then it come the message. That's mean this message loop until customer stop adding item to system. Again checking availability synchronize message. Next message is response of checking availability message. Because of that it is return type message. Add cart is synchronize message, and this message self reference message. That's mean it send message itself, and we know system only add available item to cart. Because of that it is if type message. By considering all thing, I am changing my message like this. You can see within box bracket it contain condition availability equal true, then the message. Estimate synchronize message. Next message is it response, then it is return type. Display synchronize message. Confirmation synchronize. Order to reduce asynchronous message, because we don't need to interrupt working flow until we get response from the catalog. Reduction synchronize self reference. Save also synchronize and self reference message. This slide summarize all the finding. You can see here those are the information which we need to construct sequential diagram. Step 10. Now it is time to draw a diagram. I am going to put object. Under object customer, use human notation to represent customer, and this dotted line represent the lifetime of customer. Next, order class. I use rectangle to represent the class. Inside that rectangle I write the name OR1 instant colon order class. Next, catalog, and finally accounting. Now it is time to display message passing. First create. Here I use synchronize message symbol and arrow represent the sending direction. Next, display item list message. Then add item iteration. After that, checking availability message send from order class to catalog class. Then it return response. I use dotted arrow here. After that, add cart self reference message. You can see the condition within box bracket. After that, order class send estimate message to accounting class. Next, it respond. Then those details sent to the customer. After that, customer send confirmation. Then order class send order to reduce message to the catalog. You can see here I use asynchronous notation to represent that message. After that, reduction self reference message. Finally, save self reference message. Now it is time to represent the focus of control. You can see here customer actively involved all over the process, as well as order class actively involved within all over the process, but catalog has less activation period. Finally, accounting class have lesser amount of activation period. This is our complete sequential diagram. Thank you. Refer your note for more information and try to complete activity 3.